Yeah, you wonder what sort of psychological lift it will give the Mayo players, the Mayo management, and of course the Mayo fans to see Tom Parsons back on the field, named amongst the substitutes for James Horan. We're going to talk about a man who's intrinsic to the hopes of Mayo in this game. Colin Boyle, given his first start for Mayo in the Championship back in 2008, played his best football in James Horan's first stint. Many feel he's getting back to those levels. Peter, show us why he is so tactically crucial to Mayo's hopes and how he provides leadership on the field.
A couple of very good examples of his role. As a sweeper, he's 6 on his back, but he was able to perform the role. This is Brian McMahon, and when he looks up the park to try and get the ball to his inside line, all he sees is Colin Boyle taking that position. The ball is played out again, and this is what Mayo wants to slow up the play. Shane McEntee does the same thing. He looks up, he's trying to get the ball to the inside forwards, but there he is again. So the role of a sweeper, Brian, has got to be to read the game and to stop the ball going through. But against Meath, here's Colin. At times he was caught in no man's land because he was marking Brian McMahon, who's on the ball. So Colin has come out instead of sitting back.
Well, is that a criticism, or has he got a choice there?
Well, McMahon was starting to influence the game, so he wanted to stop him from getting on the ball. But as you'll see, when Meath are on the attack, this is Donegal again. He looks up. There's not Colin Boyle, the sweeper. He sees Shamie O'Shea. He fancies, well, he's not a defender. I should have the legs on him. Decides to take him on. And as a result of that, Meath get a goal chance. Now,
players process a lot in a short space of time. This is when Shamie O'Shea's in front of you, you take the opportunity.
Yeah, but I just want to highlight Colin Boyle. When Keoghan went past him, Colin knows, just look at his head, he throws his head up in the air as if this man scores, this is my fault. So he knows himself he probably should have been back. And the exact same scenario happened about 5 minutes later in the game, whereby Meath are on the attack. Boyle is now sitting back in his role as sweeper. Keoghan, when he gets the ball, this time when he looks up, he says, well, this is not Shamie O'Shea, this is Colin Boyle. I don't think I'll take him on. Decides to go sideways. But again, the role of a sweeper, he senses that there's a 2-on-1, 3-on-1. Boyle's not just standing there letting other players do the work. He's in, he's sharp, and he turns the ball over.
People very complimentary about intelligent defenders, Peter, but you need both intelligence and you need a bit of steel. You got a great clip here to demonstrate both from Colin Boyle.
Well, the final part of any sweeper that I want to have in my team is the ability to read the game, when to time your tackle, and to be a stopper. And if need be, to have that wee bit of an edge about you, Brian, that any teams that are winning anything. So the situation from a Mayo point of view doesn't look great here, and you have one man carrying the can who has to decide, who do I go to, when do I time my tackle going in. If he comes forward, very simple. Killian O'Sullivan will just give a hand pass.
You'd almost forgive him for diving in. You'd let you do that.
And a goal chance is definitely on. He holds his run, and then it's time to tackle, if you want to call that a tackle. But he had to stop his opponent, and Colin, as I said, he's tenacious. There's an edge to him. He's not afraid to take up a card if need be. So today, if Mayo are to get something out of the game, he's one of the leaders and will lead another inspirational performance from him.
You would imagine his defensive abilities will be tested. Mayo, in 6 championship matches, have conceded 2-15 from lost kickouts off their own kickout, which is an issue they'll need to fix up today. Rob Henley coming in for the injured David Clark may help them with that. You want to look at their efforts off opposition kickouts where they've conceded scoring opportunities because of lack of preparation off an opposition kickout.
Well, have a few clips lined up, Brian, but not only do they not need to win, because a lot of teams now are scoring on opposition kickouts, and I felt again Meath that Mayo were very poor. But I'm going to show you 3 kickouts, but I'm also going to show you what happened before these 3 kickouts. And it's an old feeling, and many times we spoke about Mayo being guilty of missing easy chances that are in the scoring zone. So this is the kickout immediately after it, and in terms of numbers, you can say, yeah, well, Mayo's been very aggressive. The 5 players up front on the Meath kickout, but even at that, they're still leaving a pocket of space.
Well, is that, when you say leaving, is that intentional?
I don't think so. I think the Meath or the Mayo midfielders are expecting the ball to be kicked out long, but that doesn't happen because when there's pockets of space there, the goalkeeper has options what to do. And in this case, despite the fact they have an aggressive press, it's much too easy to get the ball up. A few minutes later, we're also in the first half of the Mayo-Meath game. Finn McDonough, I would still say that's within the scoring range. Another poor wide. Next kick out, directly from that, and a Meath player, pocket of space, this time out of the wing, much too easily. And the last example, you have Finn McDonough having a shot, not too far away. You're talking about 25 metres out, Brian. Again, if this is Kerry, this is Dublin, you'd be expecting that ball to go over the bar. Bad enough as the wide is, straight away we're looking, and Mayo, exact same again, high press. So they want a 50-50 contest out around the middle of the park. Does that happen? No, because the Mayo midfielders aren't pushing up and allowing Shane McEntee to come in and win it so easily. So today, again, if they're going to get in and out of the game, and we have to bear in mind that Donegal are the experts in their own kick-out, that we need to see Mayo being much more aggressive, or do they allow Donegal to win the ball in the corner and just get bodies back? The dilemma facing James Horn.
Yeah, you'd imagine Sean Patton will be punishing them should they leave some space and pockets of space.
Well, it looks as if McFadden is going to, but he has been pivotal to their success this year, and the role that he has performed, Brian, he's performed the role of sweeper.
Well, this is the important point. If we were standing here, you would have expected to be talking about an influential Hugh McFadden in the middle of the field.
Probably, yeah. Up until this year, he's played most of his football as a robust midfielder, very good ball winner, strong hands. But this year, he's been deployed a lot as a sweeper. I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios where he's effective as a sweeper, maybe how he can be bypassed. And the other one is when he's not there, what happens to the Donegal defence. So the first case, again, this is against Kerry. It's in Croke Park 2 weeks ago. Kerry have an overlap, and McFadden, as you'd expect to be, he is covering, preventing the ball from being played inside. The ball is now transferred to the danger man. So we have 3 Kerry players up front, and in fairness to McFadden, again, he is weighing up the situation. Shane Enright will go this way. Clifford, left foot, one-on-one situation, obvious what's going to happen there. So a sweeper, what's he doing? He's weighing up his options, Brian. He's deciding.
What are his options here, Peter?
Where can I go? Well, he can sit back, he can stay in and prevent the ball from going in. Or in this case, he's got to see that there's a one-on-one situation. I've got to act here. I've got to help my corner back, Stephen McManaman, and he does that perfectly. Gets out, closes it down, and despite the fact McManaman was on his knees, the ball is played out. At this stage, McFadden's work as a sweeper, you've got to assess where the danger is and get back in there as soon as possible. And in this case, I haven't highlighted, Brian, the ball goes over the bar. The fact that he's standing there is a help in itself in doing that. So he's thinking at all times about his role and how to perform at the best. All
right, effective there, Peter, not so effective here. Compliment to Kerry, but perhaps something that Mayo could work on today.
Well, again, in this case, he comes to the overlap right away, Brian, and as you can see, the Kerry players have now moved out. They were in the centre. Both players have moved out to the wing, and what's going to happen, they're both going to head that way there. Again, ideally, where should McFadden be as a sweeper? He would like to be back in that area, but you've got to credit the Kerry forward line. They've taken the sweeper out of it. They've identified where the ball should go, and only for excellent goalkeeping from Sean Patton, that would have been in the game.
OK, he came off in this match with an injury, hence the warm-up today. He will play, but you're going to have a look at it, look at Donegal.
The worrying aspect in the second half, why was there so much space up front? Why was there so many situations where there was one-on-one? And I think Declan Bonner will be concerned with that. Again, look at the amount of space that we have inside, and the last man probably that you want in the ball in that amount of space is David Clifford. He's a choice, one-on-one. He determines where he wants to go. Now, at this stage, Michael Murphy, who had been playing midfield, probably sees that there's a threat. He tries to get back, but maybe prevents the goal, but certainly doesn't prevent the one-on-one. So in the second half, when McFadden wasn't there was gaps opening up, and it was easy to get the ball inside. So again, if he's not able to play, there's a serious chance for Mayo to...
OK, you spoke before about Ryan McHugh, the effectiveness of him, and Michael Murphy, the axis, Sinan referred to hammering the hammer. There's no 2 Lee Keegans, but they're going to have to come up with a solution to stop these 2.
Just look at the stats again. This is again the Kerry man. Murphy 1-7, scored. Ryan McHugh 1-2. But it's not just about scoring. The involvement in so many of their scores. Out of 120, both either Murphy or Ryan McHugh were involved in 116 of that. Serious total, and what, 55 possessions between them. So, you know, Sinan had mentioned these 2 men. Mayo have to stop them. Ryan McHugh doesn't get the initial ball. Just watch his attitude. He's determined, he chases back, he wins the ball, and even at that, the word energy is used to describe Brian McHugh. He's bundles of energy. He never stops, and he's always there, picking up the right space to take the ball. In this case, it was Michael Murphy. And as well as energy and being able to run all day, there's a game intelligence, there's a cuteness. He fakes to throw the ball out here, And all he's doing, Brian, is just trying to create that yard of space. The Kerry defender falls for it. Meanwhile, Ryan loops round and taps it over the bar. So, you know, you can't coach that to some players. It's either in them or it's not. Again, in the closing stages of the game, Kerry pushed up one-on-one. Again, Donegal, who do they look to when they need to get a score? It's the axis of McHugh and Murphy. Again,
brilliant understanding here.
There's nothing on here, absolutely nothing on. He knows to take his man on. And look, the head is up, Brian, because he's waiting on his partner in crime, Murphy. And even at that, Michael Murphy, at this stage, he appears to be well marked, not only by his opponent, but the referee's doing a good job there too. But what's the acceleration of Murphy to get there at precisely the right second, just to take the pass? Looks easy, but there's a bit of thought, and Murphy has the strength and the power to finish it off. So again, if Mayo were to get anything out of the game, it's going to be interesting, as the lad said. They're going to have a real job on their hands with Murphy and McHugh.
Yeah, we'll see if that's given to Lee Keegan and Paddy Durkin then.